got the 3/16 hose in it. The starters up here. Top or the bottom. So you got your starter. You roll it, you mark it, mark it, mark it. You mark each hole. Each hole is marked with a black pin all the way around. As you roll it across, you mark each hole. And this will be the piece around this. So the inside, make sure the aluminum is marked inside. And use duct tape. So again, I'm using PVC pipe, and I duct taped the aluminum to it. Make sure it sticks really well. Whoa, wrong way. Then put it up like this. Start turning it. So, be rounded. The spring once it's done. You can heat the aluminum a little bit, maybe. That should really help us further. This way. It's better to roll it. A little hard, a little hard. I think that's going to work a whole lot better. That's what I was looking for. Exactly. We have it. It's pretty well rounded off, and when we go to put it together, it's going to work real nicely. We'll put the plates in. Attempting to get the connections together. I have put the bottom piece on and make sure that the hole is up in there. Okay, I'm making sure all the holes are lining up, and which they are. I hope. Can't seem to be. So make sure that's tight. I got all the bolts loose. And then you can go up to the top and make sure that that's going to work too. And I'll show you how to do that. Before you apply your gasket sealers and your there's also another sealer that's more permanent that will be going on inside here to lock it together. It's a multi-purpose epoxy paste. And it's waterproof. It's strong as steel. So we can hold it in place. Top hose I did as an extra. This will hold the fan into place, the fan motor, and these are optional. I don't think we're going to be including that into the kit, but you can go to any machine shop and have it done. You tap them out with a 632 by 3/8 inch hose taps, and you can have a piece of square metal bents and cut. I'll do all that for you. Don't do that much. I'm starting with number A here. So A, let's see if all these line up correctly. Put my bolt in start point A. The top is crucial to the point. It doesn't have to be that accurate. Of course, the more accurate you do make this, the better it's going to run. You don't want it leaking, that's the whole point. You don't want it leaking anything. Okay. Be careful with this. It's like it really cuts you really easy here. This aluminum's really sharp. Of course, you build at your own risk here. Okay. So it looks like all the holes are going to line up real nicely. Now all I have to do is take it back apart, start putting in my epoxy, gasket sealer, and all that good stuff. It'll be really nice. I probably won't I might gasket seal the top of this so the oil won't leak out as it's turning. But it won't be permanent, anything permanent. The bottom should be as permanent as you can make it. And the seam right here. Because sometimes you might want to be able to get in and out the top, do further research or whatever you want to do with it. Okay. It's a hassle to go ahead and check everything, make sure it lines up, but it's a have-to thing. You want this as accurate as possible. You're not wasting your time. This does work. So take your time, do a good job. Just start my epoxy, put it onto this A here at my starting point. Make sure it's nice and smooth. I'm going to use the gasket sealer is what I'm going to do, the Copper Plus high temperature gasket sealer. Surfaces are nice and clean. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a bead with this gasket sealer. Apply a bead. Try an even bead as much as you can. It's not easy. Okay, even bead. Just like you would on a car gasket. You don't want any oil leaking out, especially when it gets hot. I'm going to put it around the hole here, not in it. I believe it goes up to 700 degrees. So it's more than enough for our application. So you press it out flat. Okay. That looks pretty good. Try this without having to put it on both surfaces. I'm trying to make it as easy as I possibly can for everybody. I can do this at home real easy. Put my bolt in A. Screw it into the A. I'm not going to tighten it all the way, I don't think. I'm going to let it just kind of ease down by itself. Let's see what's going on. It's coming together real nicely. I just might tighten this bolt up a little bit. It's coming together real well. Okay, now we come into the difficult part here. A little bit harder. Tape that so it don't get loose. a little messy here. I'm going to have to take where I started with A, back out. Okay. We'll be putting it back in. But first, I'm going to apply some more junk here. Yeah, any excess over, I'll show you. I'm going to be taking that off. Okay. Let's just flow where this rides. Don't smell too good. Tape here. Squeeze it. Right up. As you can see, it finally got it in there. So it's good to make sure your holes are a little bit bigger so they'll all line up. Now I'm going to clean all the surfaces off the excess because I'm going to be putting some more on the bottom there. Washers. Over here. Make sure you buy the right size. Not too big or not too small. Too small, you won't put it. Okay. Guarantee it's not going to leak. The lock washers are for when the fan motor is running, which the fan motor is also connected to the shaft that turns the rotor, the drum, inner drum. 2 legs on both sides, which we can bolt down to anything that we want. We've got a bottom, which still needs to be sealed up extra good. We've got the inside, which has a sink in it. Sinkhole, which the shaft rides on. And we still need to apply some permanent epoxy paste, which bonds like metal. Okay, I'm now applying the gasket sealer to the bottom. I was thinking about putting the metal epoxy on the bottom, but I'm not sure. I'll try this first. If it doesn't work real good, I can always take it off. I'll use my finger to really push it in there better. Make sure I get a lot of it on there. Again, this is so the oil will not leak out. Very bad if you get a lot of oil leaking. Push it into the joints. I'll clean my finger off with mineral spirits. Now, push this up right there, probably best. Right now it is upside down. That is the bottom. By the PC7 multi-purpose heavy-duty epoxy paste, which you can get at any hardware store. It's 2-part. It's got A and B. You mix equal amounts on a board like this. with a knife and rough up the surfaces. It sticks a lot better that way. This aluminum has some kind of protective coating on it. We want this stuff to stick. Okay, I think the lacquer is best. I'm trying to use alcohol here because I'm a little lazy to go into the machine shop and get it. Okay, I'm mixing it together. I'll make sure it's mixed very well. Read these instructions real quick. A bottle of PC7. Get it. Hope this bonds aluminum to aluminum. Shut it. Okay, I'm going to smooth down on both sides. Make sure it's touching both sides. Here we go. Flattened it out as much as I could, smoothed it out. You don't want any ripples. It's not going to be perfect though. It's not a great way of doing it, but I'm going to remove the excess here. Okay, I'm now going to apply the top. And we know everything fits, so we don't have to worry about anything. The bolts here. Alright, I'll start off with A. Here's A. Get my bolt there. We'll get that started. I'm not going to put any epoxy or anything on this. This top is removable. For purposes right now especially, it's just for getting this put together correctly. Just kind of a little trouble. Why? It's getting fairly to do. This is normal. Careful, watch the edge there. You don't get cut. I'm going to line them up. I'm having a little trouble here. A little too tight. Cut myself. Up. Pulled up on it. Put my wrist there. How does that do? Hang your little arms and kind of stuff. Alright. Attempt to get this screw in. Lock this. Seems to be going together really well. The other end. So this aluminum does not cut me. There we go. I'm using a washer because I don't want the head to sink down into the aluminum. Alright. Of course, the inner drum is not inside there yet. do is loosen it. I made it have a little play in it. I'm going to push, but not push too hard where it's going to bend it. Okay. Now I can start with my duct tape, holding it into place. I did this. I started with the tape over here, and I'm trying to make a nice clean surface. You know where it's going to. I'm pulling this. I left that up and I pulled it and then taped it down. Being still real careful not to dent it in. I've now finished taping it all the way to the top, and it's done real well. I'm going to let it sit overnight for 24 hours. And the inner drum should ride along really nice, 1/8 of an inch all the way around. The smoother the drum, the higher efficiency it's going to be, and the smoother the inner casing will be. Sealed it. I took all the tape off. It's sealed really well. Problem is, I found out the PC7, I should have read the instructions a little bit better, that it only goes up to 200 degrees. I'm going to try it on this second prototype, see how long it takes for it to melt. Because on this prototype, I want to get up to 300, 400, 500 degrees, as high as I can get it to go. The thing to use, I see now, is the fast weld. I'm going to replace it. The PC7 with the fast weld, which is more of the epoxy putty, and it's a little bit harder to work with, but it should be flat in there. It's more like a steel. You want to take the inner drum, which is the paint can. You can get these at hardware stores, container companies. And what I'm going to do, we need to find dead center. And you want to mark exactly like this, like a cross. It's very important to get it dead center. If you can't do it, take it to a machine shop so they can do it for you. They can do it probably for $2 or $3. I'm using a tool from our machine shop, and I'm taking, first I take, and before I find center, I get it off a little dead center, so I make a little square, and then I get closer. Make sure this is always exactly on the edge, the exact same spot when you go to do it. And I go to my next mark, scratch a little. Okay, I think I got it this time. Okay, now that the top is centered, if I can put a little mark on there, got my little square. You want to punch it so the drill will have a guide to go through. Make sure it's over the hole. And you just dead center it. Right in the center. Make sure you guys see it. Dead center it. Notice I got the 2x4 in there. The screws are 10/32 by 3/4 screws. They're machine screws. I'm going to apply the Copper Plus compound, both sides, from the inside and the outside, to make a complete seal, and then I'm going to put the screws in. Got a good seal on it. Just let this sit overnight and dry, and then I'll go on to stage number 2, which is putting the lid on. And then applying my oil on the inside of the drum. Okay, what I've done here is I have sealed up the side real well. Extra with the epoxy. I put the this copper epoxy on the inside seam, and then I put the steel epoxy right here on the other inside with a knife. Made sure it was real smooth. I smoothed it out real well. Put it on the inside extra. I let it sit for 2 or 3 days. Put some extra on the bottom on the inside. And now I'm ready to apply this. What I did was I made sure that it's exactly going to be a 1/4 inch. I allowed for 1/8 of an inch drop that goes into the pivot. And you got to round this off. The bottom part, you want to round it off real well, the bolt. And I've already did that. Now I'm ready to put my oil in and get going on it. Close look at this. It's time to add the oil. I don't want too much and I don't want too little. Just enough to go over the edge. Put too much oil in, like I said, it's gonna not work very well. Transmission fluid. I come about right up to here. Do that by pushing it down in, and you have to check it with a flashlight, I guess. Best way I found. Make sure you get that into the pivot hole. Now we want to put on the lid. Slip it on top. Make sure the A-hole is where the start is. Be careful not to cut yourself. Once you get all the bolts in, you're ready to roll. That went in right there, really nice. Tighten them up real good. Only 3 of them on the top. Don't over tighten. Later you can always put your silicone up the top to seal it. Now, I should move freely with your fingers. Doesn't take much horsepower at all to move this. You can imagine the efficiency. At this point, we can make motor mounts to go on here, and then put our motor up here. Or for now, just to show you, to give you an example, I'm going to, on this prototype, we're going to put it on the drill press and run it at about 1700 RPM. The slower the RPMs, the longer it takes for the temperature to rise. But if you want to use a slow motor with a solar panel, get the heat up, it'll take longer, maybe an hour. But once the heat's up, it'll start heating your room really well. Shouldn't have any problems at all. We'll hook it up to the drill press here. We're starting our timer. We'll start at 20 minutes. And line this baby up. We'll make sure it's going to run real smooth and not vibrate a lot. It's vibrating. Problem. And I've got my thermostat thermometer hooked up to the side here. Over here, right now we're on about 60 degrees. Warm it up. bigger 30-inch unit should be able to get 200 degrees in about 90 seconds. The better you make them, the more high efficiency they are at creating. Heat up again really well. A bit of time lapse here. Too much tape. Room temperature is about 65 degrees. I found it's best to, I've stepped down the RPMs a little bit because I was getting shock waves. Kind of weird. See how smooth it's running now? I took the RPMs down to, I think it was 1,050. And it's riding really well. We're now up to 100 degrees. She's running really smooth. It's taking a little longer to get there because I'm using less RPMs. Doing the work just fine. It's really hot. This thing is super hot. I found that the best RPM is 2,150 RPMs. For this, it vibrated much less. We got up to 100, as far as it could go on this, we're up to 140, I believe it is, on this, and it's just working great. Got to make sure you put legs on this and that it's really secure and bolted down to a heavy object, a heavy base. It's so hot I can't even hold it. I should have bolted it down.